You know, I'm not even gonna say nothing. Just cue the intro. Hey guys, this is Joshua, future filmmaker 3940 reviews, where I talk movies, TV, and music, giving you guys my early review for After We Fell. Oh my god. I really didn't want to talk about this. You see, the people say, if you hate these movies so much, why are you reviewing them? You're gonna find out. But first, let me get the usual out the way. This is, of course, a 2021 film. It's the third entry of the After series, based on the series of books by, of course, Anna Todd. Stars Josephine Langford, here Fiennes-Tiffin, and others. It is a sequel to After We Collided, and this is directed by Castille Landon. Really, just as I was starting to like Castille Landon a little bit with stuff, just when I was starting to like her after seeing her in the Weird Unicorn movie on Netflix, and also, oh well, let's just get into it. As Tessa makes a life-changing decision, revelations about her family and Hardin's past threaten to derail her plans and end the couple's intense relationship. As if I care about the relationship in the first freaking place. Now, if you know me in this channel, you already know that I have not been the biggest fan of these After movies. The first movie is bad, but it is the least offensive of this entire After series. At least it's trying to have somewhat of a story, but not really. After We Collided, on the other hand, is the worst movie of 2020. It was really bad. I really hated that movie. Now, I was asked by a friend on Instagram named Mark, if you hate these movies so bad, why do you keep watching them? It's not just because I'm a completist, it's not because of no affection for Josephine Langford. This is because I run a YouTube channel. Also because I'm trying to be more fair on movies like this. Yes, this is based on source material that is not all that good. And yes, this is, of course, coming from two movies that previously sucked. But I'm trying to be fair. I was trying to be the optimistic guy here. But even when I saw trailers for this, even these trailers are bad, but I wanted to try and be fair. But since these movies are basically toxic masculinity and something that you're glorifying, I can't really be that open-minded about it as much as I should have. And I had no anticipation for this movie, obviously. Like I said, these are talented people you have as far acting wise, and like I said, these cast members and this director, Castille Landon, has potential. But ultimately, this is not a good movie to show that potential. In fact, this is not the worst movie of the year, thankfully. That goes to music. I had to take a few days to think about which is going to be the worst of the year for the year. And honestly, as much as I don't like this movie, music is more offensive because I am autistic, but this is offensive in a way of glorifying something that should not be glorified. And people's giving Dear Evan Hansen the runaround? Oh, no. At least that movie looks competent. At least it has a freaking story I can get into. After We Fell, on the other hand, no, this is not good. This is not as bad as After We Collided, but you're still not good. Now, there are a few things I can say about this movie once again. Once again, I can say the camera work is competent. It is good cinematography at points. It's a good looking movie. You can see what's going on. There's good lighting, good production design. I'll give you that. Castille Landon is really trying to make something out of the story. She really is trying to make something out of the story. I unintentionally laughed at points. Now I'm not supposed to be laughing for the wrong reason, so I did get some laughs out of this. And I will say this movie has one legit good scene. There is one good scene in this movie that I liked, which was in the trailer with Tessa telling Hardin, you don't trust anybody, you just take people and control it. This movie, however, the rest of this movie, my God. The rest of this movie is complete hell to get through. I'm sorry, this movie is complete hell. Let's just get into the obvious, okay? The characters. These characters, Tessa and Hardin, if I didn't care about them in the first two movies, what makes you think I'm gonna care about them in here? I don't care about these two characters. I don't care about this romance. I don't care about this toxic, abusive relationship you're trying to throw at me. No matter how many times you try to make me care about them, you can have them kiss all you want throughout the entire hour and 39 minutes. But I'm still not going to care about the characters because your first movie failed to make me care about them. The sad thing is, when you have a story that can actually be something and you have nothing cohesive or coherent to back it up because you're not trying, your movie's suffering so badly. That's what these action movies is doing. I don't care about these characters. I don't like this relationship because it's so freaking toxic. They do nothing but argue and kiss. Argue, kiss, and make out. Argue, kiss, and make out. It is rinse and repeat. It is obnoxious at this point. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's what it is. That's what this is. And anybody even fans of the books are not liking these movies. Thank you. The fans have spoken. They hate these movies just as much as I do. Help that your writing is so ridiculous. The writing in this movie tries so hard to make you care about this relationship. Any scene with them arguing in this scene without Tessa Hardin, I just don't care. I didn't care. I'm not engaged. I'm not even showing the least amount of sympathy to Hardin because Hardin is a toxic, abusive, controlling guy who not only caused Tessa to break up with her boyfriend in the first movie, but literally is forcing her to be in a relationship with him. And they constantly argue. He argues, he drinks alcohol, he resents anybody in his life. He doesn't even trust anybody. That's what he is. That Tessa is not even that better. The sad part is, when the first movie came out, I was actually liking Tessa a little bit. Okay, let's see how this goes. But after I watched the second movie, I'm like, you're still in this relationship with him. Just break up already. And what? I hate being that guy, but I feel like both of these after movies would have been better if you would just stray away from the source material, stray away from the books completely, and just have it to where Tessa just literally breaks up with him and she moves on after we collide and after we fail, while Hardin has to deal with the consequences of his actions. That would have been a much better movie, much better sequels than the ones that we actually are getting. And then when you get to the last movie, he's changed so much that you can actually have them try again and actually connect with each other. That would have been fine. Would have been better. But apparently, people like Anna Todd and E.L. James don't think lovey-dovey is all that. You just want to show the abusive side. Not to mention the editing of this movie. Granted, this movie is mercifully short. This movie is only an hour and 39 minutes. Thank you. Gets me straight in, gets me straight out. So I did get through it without having to freaking stress myself out with this. But I was still sitting there bored. Even, you think with the teen romance movie, you would think the relationship or the romantic scenes would keep you awake. But no, they don't. It doesn't. The acting in this movie. This is a good cast, okay? I feel bad. I feel sorry for this cast because of the dialogue they have to work with. Josephine Langford, she did good in Moxie this year. I liked her in that movie. She had a better character. She had better writing in that movie. That movie did have its issues, but it was a better made film. Here, Fiennes-Tiffin, I don't know what's going on with him. His performance as Hardin in this movie is so over the top, it's so ridiculous that at points I'm just sitting there laughing. Especially the scenes where I'm supposed to be taking seriously with him arguing with with Tessa and arguing with anyone that comes into contact with Tessa. I'm like, no, this dialogue. I'm sitting there laughing. You also have actors like Mira Sorvino taking over for Selma Blair, Chance Perdomo, who does a decent job as a Landon. I'll give him that. But like I said, everyone in this cast, including Ariel Cabell, this cast is very underutilized. The script doesn't use their talents to the best of their abilities. Also, Castille Landon's direction, even though I am being fair, she's trying, but it's just the script that needed another rewrite. And the thing that makes these movies as bad as they are is that these movies are heavily rushed. 1 year after another, they come out. They don't have the time, take the time or the energy to fix what's wrong with the first movie. How you had a little bit more time and just spread these movies out one by one, it had at least more time. Honestly, this should have been a TV. These movies should have been a mini-series or just not just exist. I know that's harsh, but at this point, I have nothing else to say. Especially with a romance like this. I don't want to go on any further about these movies. This movie, I really don't. The point where and honestly, I didn't even finish this. I know you're supposed to finish the movie how no matter how good or how bad it is, but I made it through almost to the last 5 minutes. There was about 5 minutes left in this movie, and I said I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit through those last 5 minutes. So what did I do? I made it halfway to the finish line, and I turned it off. I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I know I broke a rule, but I'm giving myself the rage quit situation where I'm able to rage quit. Unintentionally funny. It has a one good scene, and I do like the direction. This is just an example of a third entry in the series that is not great. The characters are still bad. The writing is still bad. The direction, Castille Landon is trying her best. It doesn't save anything. I would easily give this movie the lowest grade, but I feel bad for this director. I feel bad for Josephine Langford. I feel bad for her Fiennes-Tiffin. I feel bad for the filmmakers. I feel bad for this cast involved. This is just, granted, like I said, it's not as bad as music, but it's still really bad. And for that, I do have to give this movie a skip it. You're not the worst movie of the year after we fail, so congratulations. You're not the worst movie of the year, even though you should be. But music took your place because of how offensive it is to the portrayal of autism. And that's coming from someone who is autistic, so I was heavily offended by that movie. So that was my early review for After We Fell. Let me know in the comments down below. What did you think of this? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle? I'll see you guys in the next one. All my social media links in the description box down below. Join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.